At one point, all my yarn was organized. I just decided to dump everything out of boxes. Not sure if that was the right strategy. Giant pile back here. This has got a project in it. Let's see if we can get this stuff organized and put it into some kind of workable order. At one point, all my yarn was organized, and now here we are again. But that's okay. I'm gonna dive in and see how organized we can get this. So let's see just how long this takes. Hey y'all, it's Taylor from yokieB.com. Welcome to my channel where I share crochet and knitting patterns and tutorials, as well as finished projects and lots of fun fiber things. I have recently moved and it is time to organize this mess of yarn. I had a video a couple of years ago where I did this because we had just moved in too, but now we have moved again. And so I'm excited to dive in and get going on this again. Okay, y'all, I just decided to dump everything out of boxes. Not sure if that was the right strategy, but here we are. So I was going to divide it into piles and then just see where we are at. It is quite the mess right now. So I have some more yarn downstairs too, which I'm gonna have to bring up. It's all my bulky and super bulky yarns. This pile right here is mainly worsted. So we will just dive in and see if we can make some sort of sense out of this. Someone please tell me why I keep all of these yarn sleeves. I have no idea. I have like 850 of them. I think that I keep them because I'm like, oh, I may need to go back and see what that yarn was, but ultimately I'll probably just end up looking it up online, and I've only used these like a couple of times. It's really been more for like specialty yarns that I'm just not sure if they're gonna make that colorway again or something. So I think that I'm going to say goodbye to all of my yarn sleeves. How pretty is this beadwork, y'all? This is an old Free People sweater and I could not get rid of it because I love this beadwork so much, but I finally decided to just cut it out of the sweater because I never wore the sweater because it was just too small. Second day of getting this yarn organized. So I started putting my yarn into just bins of different weight. That seemed to work well for me last time as far as dividing the yarn by weight. So I think that's how I'm gonna go this time again. I may try a couple of different techniques to see if I want to wind my yarn into a center pull ball or sort of like a cake. There are two tricks that I want to try. I'm sure one that you guys have heard of before, and then the other one is just by hand. So I did think to make things easier and also to make the yarn stack better, I may try both of those techniques. Stay tuned for that. We will try to do that a little later. Right now I'm just trying to get all the yarn divided so I can make some sort of order in this mess. But let's go ahead and continue on getting all this stuff organized. Are these little Woobles, the Woobles I think is what it's called, but how cute are they? I got these for Christmas last year and I just think they're so cute, and I really thought that they might be a fun project for my daughter to start on. I want to teach her to crochet again, and I kind of have taught her a little bit of the basics, but we haven't gone over it a whole lot, and so I thought that these would be super fun projects to get started with. And I really thought that she was going to pick the unicorn because she loves unicorns and ponies and anything like that, but I think that she actually chose the narwhal to start. So I'm going to do a video all about teaching her how to crochet. I just think these are so cute. If I make another yarn video, let me know down below in the comments what you would like to see, what your favorite things are to see, if it's the type of yarn, if it's the projects that the yarn was used for. Hey guys, so far so good for day 2. I've gotten some floor space here. I know it doesn't look like it because there's this giant pile back here of just things. So we will go through that a little bit later on, but I wanted to show you my progress. Here I've got, of course, the Woobles, and then next to it I've got scraps like tiny balls that won't really be big enough for anything, but maybe I could make some granny squares out of them or something. Down here I do have my sock scraps, so I've decided that whenever I'm done with socks, I'm just going to put all the sock yarn scraps in one place so that I can make scrap socks. That way I never waste any sock yarn, and I love that type of project anyway. But I've got DK weights here. This yarn right here I actually got from a thrift store, and it is embroidery. It's actually embroidery yarn, so I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it, but I just thought the colors were so neat and I just love them, and it's vintage. I mean, look at this vintage tag, you guys. How cool is that? So I couldn't pass it up. It's definitely not going to have any stretch or anything like that. It is wool. I'll have to look into what kind of project I want to use for that. And then of course, if you saw my yarn haul video, my recent yarn haul video, I got all this Stylecraft DK, and I've already got a project ready for it. As you can see, it involves granny squares, so more to come on that. I plan on making a tutorial for it if everything works out as planned, so stay tuned for that. And then here I've got my worsted weight, Aran weight, and then I've got 2 bins of bulky weight. I have more bulky weight and also a few other, I think DK and maybe even worsted in a dresser downstairs. So I've got to bring that up here, and honestly it's probably more of my yarn that is not just these random balls. It's more yarn that's still in the sleeve and just looks nicer. But right here I've got just different kinds of cords and thread and things. Then I've got my fur palms, and then over here I've got knitting needles that I need to separate and kind of get organized a little bit. Here we've got my cat. So yes, my plan is to get everything in these bins. If you saw my first yarn organization video, then you would remember these bins. I put them together. They're from Target, I think. And they are not great, to be honest, but I think we're going to figure out a way to secure them to the wall, and then they will really do the trick. I didn't want to get rid of them, especially not until I find something else that I might like better. So we're just going to use them and go with what we've got. And then of course I've got my whole desk area situation here that is in desperate need of organization too. As you can see, the drawer still has plastic on it from the move, and there's beads and thread and projects and printer and just so much stuff. So this will all be cleared, and hopefully in this video we'll see how it goes. I've got some fabric down here that I really need to go through and kind of get organized. I might need to find a better way to store it, but I will get into that too as time goes on. I don't know if I'll get to it in this video, but we'll definitely work on that as well. And then here is just a heap of things that I need to go through, fabric and different things like that, trims and beadwork and just all sorts of goodies. So I will tackle that soon as I finish up this yarn. So let's go ahead and get back to it. Here are just a few knitting and crochet books. I'd really like to get a few more books, but I love this sock box. It has great patterns, and of course Peek-a-Pow is my favorite amigurumi book so far. Of course it's my only amigurumi book, but I do love it, and this color book is also amazing. This is where I'm going to leave it for day 2. I will hopefully get back to it tomorrow. That's the goal anyway. So I've got my books down there, and then of course you saw where I put the yarn, but I think that at least it gives me a little bit of organization so that I can tackle some more of my yarn and figure out exactly how I want it to look in these cubes. See you guys tomorrow. Hey y'all, it is the next day. We are on day 3 of this yarn organization, and I did bring up all of my yarn from downstairs in the basement where I had it in a dresser. So we're gonna dive into this. I might go through a few of these yarns if you'd like to see these. I've got some fun ones in here, and some I have ideas of what I want to make with them, and then others I don't yet. So let's go ahead and dive into these yarns and see what we can get accomplished today. As you can see, we still have quite a bit to go through here, but all this is just odds and ends. I do have my fabric right here. I need some sort of a storage solution for that, so I'm not sure what yet I'm gonna do, but hopefully we'll figure it all out in this video. So first up, we've got my DK weight yarn. A lot of this is paint box, and I maybe even had it in my last yarn organizational video. This is Melon Sorbet, and I did get all of this for a specific project, but now I think I might be using it for something else. This is Lipstick Pink. I actually have used some of my paint box yarn for different amigurumi projects. I think this was left over. I can't remember the color of this, but I use this for that little dinosaur. You guys may have seen that already. This color right here is mustard yellow. I definitely want to use this. I love paint box cotton DK. It is my favorite for amigurumi, but I don't know that I'm going to use this for amigurumi. I was thinking about some sort of tank or something. I'm not sure. So we'll have to see about that, but I've had this for a while and I'm still thinking on it. I also have more of this Drops Baby Merino. I recently made a sweater, a baby sweater with this, different color, but this same yarn, and it just turned out so cute. I really love it. This Drops Baby Merino has the best stitch definition. It is so pretty. I've made a few baby socks out of it too, but I really love it, and I'd like to get it in some colors. I do like neutrals, but ultimately, you guys probably know that color is my favorite, but this does have great neutrals and I've been super happy with it, and I've used it for so many different baby gift projects, so I love, love, love that. And here I've got this Wool and the Gang Shiny Happy Cotton. This is my favorite cotton. You may have heard me say that before. I absolutely love this cotton so much, and originally I purchased this yarn for a blanket, and then I decided I wanted to make something else with it, I thought. So we'll see what ultimately it becomes, but I got these really pretty shades. This is Lime Crush. This is Cameo Rose. Got Mellow Mauve. It's a really pretty purple shade, but I thought these looked really pretty together, and so I'm excited to figure out what I'm going to do with those. This bamboo yarn right here is so cool. You guys may remember me finding this at the thrift store, but it was still in the plastic from the online order. It was so neat. It was from, I think, 2012, I believe, so that was kind of cool to even see when the yarn was from. This is Barocco, and I don't think I've ever actually used Barocco before. I mean, I've heard of it a ton, but Bonsai is this yarn, and they don't sell it anymore. It's discontinued, but I'm excited to try to make probably a summer tank or something out of this. So it's super cool yarn. And moving on to the second drawer. If you caught my last yarn haul, I got this for my birthday. So this is Drops Air. I did use a little bit of this air to make the vest for my daughter. I absolutely love it so, so much. I'm going to be making, actually the pants I'm wearing today, I'm going to try to make a pair of pants out of this yarn that are similar to the ones that I have on, because they're like my favorite lounge pants. I love them so much, but this yarn is Dropped from the Wool Warehouse. If you want to check out more about this yarn, you can find out how much it costs and all that stuff from my yarn haul video. I'll link it down below. Also, this Kid Silk, it is beautiful. Also, it is so soft, so I can't wait to use that. Next, I've got this Bernat Softy Baby, and this was also from the thrift store, so I just thought it was the prettiest shade. And then we've got some Drops Charisma. I've got this in a few colors. I've used it for a few different projects. What I originally bought it for, it didn't work, and so I've kind of used it here and there just for different projects. I used it on my granny stitch blanket, and then I've used it for a couple of other things. I did make a brioche hat out of it. I was hoping to make a pattern for that, so I really need to get on that. This is cotton. I cannot remember. It might be King Cole cotton. I'm not sure. And then this is Premier Anti-Pilling. I actually purchased this when I purchased my neon anti-pilling to replace my beanie with. I've had this beanie in mind for so long, and I just haven't done it yet, so I need to get on that, but I was going to mix it with kind of this navy color for a design for that. You guys may have seen this yarn. This I got when we went to Colorado Springs. I thought it was the prettiest stock yarn, so I haven't used it yet, but I love, love, love the neon in it. This is from Lang Yarns, and it is the prettiest sock yarn. I mean, look at that, y'all. How cool is that? It's self-striping. I just love it, love it, love it. So I cannot wait to make this. I really had plans for Socktober, but this moving has just taken so long to get unpacked and just organized and just get myself together. So unfortunately, I don't know if I'm going to get any socks done for Socktober, but that was certainly a goal. This is from Hobby Lobby. It's hand-dyed yarn from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to make a sweater for my daughter. I just haven't finished that yet, or I guess even started. I did swatch though, and I actually put the swatch in the community tab and had you guys vote whether you liked the knitting or crochet swatch better. So thank you for your votes on that. And I think ultimately crochet won, but my daughter really wanted a knit sweater, so we are going to go with knit. My vote was also for crochet just because I thought the dye, the way that it came together in a design looked so pretty, just really cool in crochet. But of course it is her sweater, so I want to make what she wants. And this is just a random cotton. I can't remember what brand this cotton is, but I thought it was a really pretty color shade of peach. It didn't work for what I bought it for, but I'll have to use that for a future project. And then we've got a few bulky yarns and super bulky yarns from my, I guess this is technically a well, I don't know. I can't remember if this is a worsted or it's a bulky. It is thick and thin, so it may be more like a bulky, but I'm not technically sure how it's listed on the website. So this is Knit Collage, the Spun Cloud Light. I mentioned this in my last video, but I purchased this as well as all that's left in here. These are different yarns that I used for my stockings that I made last Christmas. Some of these have been discontinued. I did purchase a kit of, or a bag, I think it was a mystery bag of reds. So these red colors were in there because I don't think any of these are available anymore. These colors, this is Sister Yarn, I believe, Spun Cloud, and then this is Daisy Chain in a really cool shade, but I don't think this is available anymore. This shade right here and also this is the color Firecracker, I think. This may not be available anymore, but you might be able to get it in one of the mini sampler kits, but it's really pretty too. I love the mixture of the yellow and the hot pink. I just think it's so pretty. So I do love that one. Oh, here's a little flower that fell off. I can't remember which one it came off of. Or maybe I just stuck it in here from another yarn, could be. And sometimes if, you know, I cut the yarn right where a flower is, I'll save the flower so I can add it in later, because I love them so much. This is Shooting Star. I love this Dreamland yarn. It is so pretty. And then this is Bubblegum Candy. You guys may have seen last video. This is Wildflower yarn. I can't remember what the shade is of this, but I'll put it here on the screen. But it's a really pretty color in the Wildflower. So those made super fun stockings. I loved it. Oh yes, highlighter. This is highlighter right here. And then we've got some of this Premier So Woolly. I'm gonna make a beanie or two out of these. One for my daughter, definitely. I promised her a new beanie this year. I really need to make quite a few new beanies this year because I wear beanies all the time, all winter long, so I really need to get on that. I think I may have also mentioned this in my yarn organization video, my last one. This was a gift from my husband, so I've got to use that. It's super cute. And then I've got this Bernat Velvet yarn. I use this for a pillow. I'm sure you guys have probably seen it in a video, and it is just a really pretty shade of yellow. This is leftover, I believe the color Natural in the wool. This is just some cotton that I've got, just a chunky cotton from Hobby Lobby, I believe. And then this, I think also is Bernat Velvet. I had originally planned on making this into another sweater that was similar to my Easy Knit sweater. I wanted to do a version in crochet, and I still may do that, so stay tuned. I want to do it. I don't know if I'm going to use the same colors or if I'm going to try something else, so we'll have to see about that. But I do ultimately think that it works up better in crochet than it does in knit, only because the tension just stays more consistent in crochet with it. And so overall, even though I love the look of it in knit too, it just seems to hold together better. Let me know if you guys have found this to be true as well, but that in my experience has been the case. And then this is the bag of super special yarn, and tell me if you know what I'm talking about, but I have some ideas in mind for this. I wanted to design a sweater for it. I love this yarn so much. It's Malabrigo. I did a whole video about my trip to that store, so if you want to check that out, I will link it down below. But this yarn is so gorgeous, you guys. I absolutely love it. It's hard for me to make up my mind about what I want to make with it. I have a few things in my mind, but you know, I just sometimes if I love a yarn so much and it is just so beautiful, if I don't have a specific project picked out, then I will just like hold it and hold it and hold it until I know 100% that that's what I want to use it for, because it's just so special. It's just so, I mean, it's definitely splurge yarn. Malabrigo is not cheap, and so I'm holding on to this until I know for sure what I want to try. I mean, y'all, I don't even like swatching, even though swatching is probably the best way to go with this stuff, just so you know that you are going to have the size right and everything. I don't want to waste any of it. I want to use every piece of it, and this yarn is absolutely gorgeous. So I love it. I truly, truly love it, and we will see what I end up doing with it. A package just arrived while I was working on this video, so let's go ahead and open it. You guys, I'm so excited. Obviously, I'm sure you can see that it is from Knit Collage. It is my make-along kit, so I'm super excited to see this yarn. I've never seen this yarn in person. Let's just see how amazing it is. Knit Collage yarn is always more amazing in person, let me just tell you. Look, there's a little sticker. Oh my goodness. Here's the sticker. Look how cute the sticker is. That's new. Here is the willow cardie on the front. How cute is that? Y'all, I'm telling you, every single time in person, it is like, there's just nothing compared to Knit Collage yarn in person. Seriously, I cannot. Okay, let's bring you in closer. Okay guys, seriously, how gorgeous is this yarn? I cannot get over it. I mean, it like never ceases to amaze me how much more I love this yarn in person. I mean, I've used so many different types of Knit Collage yarn, but honestly, every single time it just blows me away. Like, it just blows me away. I cannot wait to use this. It's so beautiful. I don't even want to use it, but then I do want to use it. You know what I'm saying? So this is one of the gorgeous trims. It's got like metallic sequins. Let's go ahead and untie this, and then we will look at this a little bit closer. Okay guys, I did take one of the hanks apart because I just could not resist looking at all of these amazing trims in here. So this is the Happy Dance yarn in the color Disco Confetti, and I mean, could that be any more fitting? It definitely looks like confetti, definitely looks like a disco. I love it so much. That is my absolute favorite thing about Knit Collage, are just the different things that are in the yarn, the trims and the flowers and tinsel looking sparkly things. But oh my goodness, you guys, it is just gorgeous. I'm so in love. I'm so in love with it, and I cannot wait to knit it up. I'm so excited. I cannot wait. I can't wait to show you guys. So stay tuned for my Happy Dance cardie. Well guys, I know that I'm going to be using this yarn in like no time, but I just had to display it here for a split second because it looks so pretty. I just love it so much, and so I just put it right here for now, but I know it will not be there very long because I'll be using it very soon. I also had to show you what I won in the Vestember make-along giveaway. I mean, look at all these amazing goodies. I cannot wait to use them. This tote from yokieB is absolutely amazing. I already have a project to put in it. It's actually this project right here, that blanket that I asked you guys about on the community feed. So I'm going to be putting that inside this awesome bag. This bag is such an amazing size, so I know I will use it all the time. I'm super excited about this. Is it Felici fingering weight yarn, Arcade Afternoon. I'm going to be making some crochet socks out of this, but look at that colorway. It is so pretty. And then this is Just Yarn in Plush. I've never used the Plush Just Yarn, so I'm super excited about that. It is so soft. And then these adorable stitch markers and some double pointed needles. Also a row counter. How cute is this row counter? So, so cute. And then this is Vanna's Choice. Y'all, this shade is so pretty. Let's see this color. This color is Dusty Cedar, and it is the prettiest fall color. I love, love, love it. And then of course these Malabrigo patterns. Love these. So, so pretty. So thank you, Marquita. I loved being a part of the make along, and thank you so much for this amazing, generous giveaway. Actually Bernat Forever Fleece. I've used this for a couple blankets and I really love it. I really love how soft it is and how easy to work with it is. I did notice that Joann's had a sale on their Bernat Forever Fleece, but y'all, I found this for almost half the price at Walmart. It came in a quantity of 2 of these, but it was such a good deal. Plus they have lots and lots of colors. So I don't know if you have ever priced this yarn before or ever been interested in it, but I would definitely check out your either local Walmart, they might have some, or check out online. If I get it in the future, that is definitely where I am going to get it. And it fits perfectly. This bag is amazing. I mean, look how much yarn. It held 6 of these giant skeins. I did decide to just leave these in this bag as well, even though they'd be super cute and bright and fun in the cubes. I just knew that I'm going to be using them really soon, and so I figured I would just leave them in here since they're already in here and I've already started the project, so they will just stay like this. To leave my cubes. I've got my knitting needles here, and then my circular knitting needles, double pointed needles here. I've got yarn scraps here, and then right here I have got pom-poms and other cord and things like that. And then right here I've got my DK weight and fingering weight, all my lighter weight yarns. Probably need to do a better job of that. I am going to try those techniques I was talking about earlier, trying to make some of these into cakes, but I figured I would just leave it like this for now. This has got a project in it, and then I've got my sewing books and my crochet and knitting books here. I've got some more projects on the bottom here, and then I've got all my worsted weight, Aran weight in these bins. Not sure, this might actually be a bulky. Oh, no, it is a 4. So I've got those in there. And then I went ahead and put my wool in the gang here, like I mentioned, because it's kind of in between. I mean, I think it's a DK, but it's a little bit thicker. We Are Knitters cotton is definitely a DK, but this is a teeny bit thicker, so it could almost be a worsted, I think. This Air is worsted as well. And then I've got my other worsted back here, but it was one that I had a lot of, and so I just thought it looked really nice on display like that. I've got my bulky weights here. Of course, I showed you guys these yarns, which I love so much. I think it's really interesting, the color palette, well, except for this right here, but all of these are like lighter tones. And then I've got my new knit collage yarn for my Happy Dance Cardi. I cannot wait to get started on that. And then I've got my project bags right here, which I will pick up and use as I get to them. That, I think, is going to be it for my cubes. Now we need to clean up the rest of this mess. Swap these two, and I can't decide if I like it better. Let me know in the comments below what you think. I thought that it might look better just because down here we've got these two right here, and so I thought this might be a good balance. So let me know what you think. my camera battery died, but I just wanted to give you guys a little sneak peek at the floor once it's been vacuumed. And then of course the yarn setup. Here's some really pretty fall trees and my poor little plant. Also, you can really see it right here. But here is the finished room for today. It's not completely done. Here's my fabric. As you can see, that needs a lot of help right there. And I've got my sewing machine. There's my camera. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do with this white table. It's got some marker on it right now, but I usually do a lot of my tutorials on this table, so I need to sand it, repaint it, all the things. My daughter's homeschool desk and the rug that I'm gonna put down, and so more to come on that. But hopefully this was a satisfying yarn organization video. Thank you guys so much for joining me in organizing this crazy mess of yarn. It always feels so good to have things put in their place, to have things organized, to have things just on display in a pretty way. I hope you guys enjoyed joining me and seeing some of my yarn, some of the projects that I'm going to use for my yarn. If you did enjoy this video, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to join me for all the fun crochet and knit things. See you in the next one. Bye!